Hey there, sunshines. Welcome to your December energy forecast, where we're going to tune in to the message that our angels and spirit team and God, source, universe wants us to know going in to the month of December. I have broken it up into 3 piles. I have not looked at them. I have the beginning of December energy, the middle of December energy, and the end of December energy to kind of help guide us through this month. There is so much going on in the world, and it is just fun to kind of see what comes through and what kind of synchronicities and signs we get from our team in the other realms. Use your discernment. Not everything in this reading pertains to you. There are a lot of people that watch these, and they can mean different things for different people. You will literally feel resonance within your body if it is a message for you. Take it or leave it. You have all the answers within yourself. You don't need a tarot or oracle reading. They are just fun, and it is a way for God to communicate to us. So let's dive in, okay? First thing that I heard was the quickening. I didn't even know what that word meant, so I had to look it up. So the overall month of December's energy is this quickening, and the definition is increasing the speed, a process of showing signs of life. So what that kind of meant to me was that we're going to start seeing these signs that our life is speeding up, things are getting easier and faster, where our manifestations are coming in faster. This is the quickening. I also was hearing like Wish Upon a Star, and the song from Snow White was playing in my head, and it goes, I'm wishing for the one I love to find me today. I have full body chills. I don't know who needed to hear that. I don't know who that is for, but it's like a wish come true, a wish fulfillment coming to life. You're gonna start seeing the signs of it. It's the speeding up of something. So let's dive into the first half, or the first part of December. For our tarot energy, we have the Knight of Wands. We have ancestors. We have teacher guides, unconditional love. And we have sensuality. And then for our affirmation, we have create. And I'll read this to you as well. Okay, so let's kind of break down this energy. So the Knight of Wands is like inspired action, confidence, bravery. This is eagerness. This is like adventure, but also kind of like impulse, okay? Like you might have these feelings of like doing something on impulse, like without even thinking, just like reckless abandon, right? Is that the right word? Reckless enthusiasm, maybe, is what I'm looking for. But we really have to tune into our ancestors at this time. We have the teacher's guides and ancestors coming out. So this is telling me that we are surrounded and being guided by these ancestors, these souls that have already come down to live this human experience, and they're in the other realms trying to get our attention, trying to steer us down the right path. They're here for our guidance, and this is like a big call to start trusting and tapping in to what their guidance is really trying to communicate to us. So I'll read the Unconditional Love Teachers, which is number 22. So the number 22 might be significant to you in some way. And then with the Sensuality card, I feel like this is a call to just kind of like be more sensual this month. Take care of yourself, treat yourself, maybe spend some extra time tending to your body, making yourself feel good. And then we have this create affirmation. So the affirmation for the first half of December is to create. A gentle whisper here, a tug within your womb there. You can sense it, can't you? When you lie awake at night, wondering why you cannot sleep, your body knows what you are here to do. The wisdom of your purpose is ingrained in your very cells. So, when you hear that faint whisper pulling at your heart, when you feel the beckoning in your womb, strong and clear as day, when you find you cannot sleep, create. So maybe I'm talking to some people that have been having a hard time sleeping lately, and your spirit team is kind of gently guiding you to use that time. If you're waking up in the middle of the night, waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning with no idea why, this is kind of like a gentle nudge to start creating in that time. I know it can feel like annoying to get out of bed. Maybe you don't even need to get out of bed. If you have the means to just sit up and journal, maybe that's all that it might take to get some creative ideas that are stirring. Like you're waking up in the middle of the night for a reason. You might as well try to tap in to why that is and see if you can hear that gentle whisper within yourself that gives you that answer of what's keeping you up at night. What do you need to put forth and to create? So let's grab this book, The Inner Temple, Sensuality. Sensuality is different from sexuality. Sensuality embraces the pleasures of life. Sensuality is of the senses, and the senses are of the body. The best way to get into the present moment and connect with the pulse of life is to become aware of your senses. Smell, taste, touch. What do you feel? What do you see? What do you hear? Listen with your whole body. Experience life more fully. The body's senses are so often repressed or numbed out. Savoring them is a spiritual practice. Returning to them is deeply healing. The body is the way home. Without the senses, deep joy isn't possible. Without the senses, pleasure isn't possible. Without the senses, intuition isn't possible. The body is intuitive. The sensual body is sacred. Return to the present moment through the gateway of your senses. Return to the pleasure of life through the gateway of your senses. Caress yourself, embrace yourself, experience yourself more fully. Receive the pleasure of this human life through your body's senses. This card is an invitation to receive more pleasure, to slow down and taste life a little more deeply, to make decisions based on what would bring more joy and bliss rather than being driven by shoulds and duty. What makes you feel more alive? How can you embrace your sensuality a little more? How can you taste life a little more fully? There's an inner temple activation, so you can repeat after me if you feel called. I choose to drop more fully into my sensual true nature and allow myself to receive the pleasure of life through my body's senses. I choose to drop more fully into my sensual true nature and allow myself to receive the pleasure of life through my body's senses. my friends, this is a call to action to find things that bring you pleasure and joy. And like it says, we're not talking just like sexual pleasure here. We are talking about the taste of a good cup of coffee or hot cocoa or tea, or your favorite Thai dish, or the smell of the spruce trees in the forest. Like, get in tune with what your body is craving, what it is communicating. It's interesting that I think it was in the last half of November was the card, get back to your body. So November's energy was guiding us to get back to the body, to start learning to hear that soft whisper and hear what our body is trying to tell us, because now we're moving into December's energy, which is using that body to feel more, taste more, hear more, feel everything. It's such a magical time of year. I don't know what you celebrate, but there's magic, pure magic this time of year. And oftentimes we need to create that magic. If we have kids, you know, it's so important to create that magic in their lives just as much as it is to create that magic for ourselves, for that little inner child that is within all of us. Okay, last card is the Unconditional Love Teacher Guide. 22. This is affection, adoration, acceptance, awakening. You are a precious child of the universe. Your teacher guides are here to help you open your heart. Drink from the cup of unconditional love and banish any hidden or lingering low self-esteem. It is time to cast aside self-criticism and self-rejection once and for all and claim your divine heritage. Any negative view you carry of yourself is a leftover from wounds inflicted upon you as a child and is not an accurate reflection of your beautiful divine soul. It never was. Now is the time to accept that you are a holy and precious spirit. Your teacher guides are working with your soul to awaken your true worth and elevate your self-esteem. Refuse to see yourself through the eyes of critical others, either from the past or in the present. Only see yourself through the eyes of the unconditionally loving universe, for it is the only accurate reflection of you. Start by listing all your beautiful qualities and talents. Acknowledge and value your spirit. Know who you are and love yourself unconditionally. Do not rely on others to define your self-image or decide your value. No one has the right to determine or diminish your inherent worth. Any attempt by others to make you feel bad about yourself is a projection of their own low self-worth and must be ignored. You are a divine being, created and called into being by the loving Mother, Father, God of the universe. Your teacher's guide's message to you: you are a treasured, priceless, beautiful, and unconditionally loved child of the universe. Believe it. Aww, what a sweet message. What a beautiful message that is. All right. That is the energy of the first part, I should say, not half, but first part of December. Let's get into the second half. For the middle part of December, sorry, I don't know why I keep wanting to part it into two parts, but there's three parts. So the middle part of December's energy is the Hanged One. Communication. The end is also the beginning. Interesting. and opposition. Nature spirit guides. And the affirmation is in regards to the masculine. Interesting. So first off, the Hanged One is all about surrender. We are surrendering to the forces that be. We are surrendering this month. We are letting it all go. We are putting full trust in God, source, universe, whatever you pray to. We are putting full trust and surrendering that what is happening to us, what we're experiencing, what's going on in the world is exactly how it should be, right? The true God of all creation makes no mistakes. So what we see, even the darkness in the world, is God's creation. Here on earth, it's really important to remember that we live in a world of polarity, the yin and the yang, the light and the dark. There is always going to be this tug and pull, this game, this yin and yang, this balancing act, okay? And what's really important that I want to acknowledge is to see the good in both and not choose just one side. The goal is to bring polarity into balance and live a very balanced life in all aspects. We all have our higher self, the angel, on one side, and we have our ego, the devil, on one side. Within every single one of us, we all carry darkness within us. We all have had those negative thoughts. We've all had those negative inflicting thoughts onto others, you know, like we're not perfect. We're humans. We've had those awful thoughts, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. What's important is to realize that is our lower self, and we can choose to rise into our highest self. So I feel like with all the teacher guides, our ancestors, we are surrendering and quieting our mind because we have communication coming in. There's things that our spirit team is doing behind the scenes for us that we need to learn how to communicate that, how to listen. And it's interesting because we have our nature spirit, so I'm kind of getting this idea that maybe getting out in nature a little bit more, maybe bringing in like a real tree this year. It's just kind of what's coming to mind, like doing some little things to tap into nature. I'm going to start with the end is also the beginning because I'm really intrigued. It looks like a portal, like we're kind of stepping into the portal. And what's really interesting, I don't really know why I feel like I need to tell you this, but when I was pulling all these cards for these piles, this one had flipped over and landed in the end pile, but I moved it over to the middle pile because that's what I was drawing for. But it's interesting that it first went into the end pile, and it is saying the end is also the beginning. So I'm intrigued. Let's find it. The end is also the beginning. Okay. The end is the beginning, and the beginning is also the end. Mourning is on the other side of mourning. Healing is on the other side of feeling. Rebirth is on the other side of death. Everything in this world begins again if you have the courage to let it properly end. Life is always trying to initiate us into who we're becoming. It's nature's way, and it always involves change. Change is the one constant in life. Nature is the greatest mystery school there is. The snake knows. The rose hip does too. We need to surrender what once was to one day be reborn anew. Surrender energy. Change can be scary. for it means surrendering to the unknown and trusting in your rebirth by letting go of what once was. To being not who you were and not quite who you'll soon become. It requires us to trust in the transformation, for we're always transforming, to trust in the death for the rebirth to occur. The more we resist change, the further away we get from who we're becoming. The more we resist change, the more disconnected from life, force, and life we become. When we embrace change, we embrace life and nature, and are forever becoming. It's what the soul came here for. It's the bridge of spirit and matter. Your soul came here to truly live. Something to journal about, ponder, or reflect on is, what are you being called to release in order to start something new? That is so on point with this hanged one energy. We are fully surrendering and trusting, like I said, because there is, like, it's the yin and yang. There's no beginning or end. It all just flows, right? You cannot have one without the other. You cannot have birth without death, right? You cannot have death without birth. Okay. Let's get into this masculine card. The affirmation for the second part of the middle part of December is this masculine energy. We are taught for so long that the only way to be is to succeed, to achieve, to drive. Push, push, pull, pull, do. And there is nothing wrong with this, of course. But what we are not taught is that the masculine drive that is innate within all of us was meant to be balanced by its feminine counterpart. So that in the midst of it all, succeeding, achieving, doing, there is feeling and there is being. This is insanely wild because this too is talking about the balance and the polarity. We have masculine and feminine energy. We all carry feminine and masculine energy within us. Some people are more on the feminine side and some people are more on the masculine side, but you cannot have one without the other. And the balancing of the two is what this life is truly all about, is balancing that. Meeting our life partner, gender aside, if you are somebody, man or woman, that carries more of the feminine, you're going to be attracted to somebody who carries more of that masculine to balance it within the relationship. Does that make sense? And I really feel like this month, if you can stay in integrity and stay in high vibration and trust and surrender, I feel like for some of you, the one is coming in this month. I mean, I'm wishing for the one I love to find me today. That energy is really coming through mid-month, okay? You have to believe it. You have to believe you're worthy of it first, okay? Opposition, number 49. This is concession, fairness, democracy, and neutrality. Interesting. Your nature spirits remind you that no one is entirely good or bad. Every person has their own version of reality, which may not necessarily agree with yours. Instead of arguing or feeling wronged by someone who refuses to see your point of view, open your mind and consider theirs. See the balance of light and shadow, rigidity and flexibility, receptivity and hostility in all people, including yourself. Although it's easy to feel indignant and defensive towards the one who opposes you, the truth is that no one is trying to harm you. Instead, your detractor simply supports their own interests and priorities, which are different from yours. Rather than reacting emotionally with argument, attack, or invalidation, seek to understand your opponent instead. Be mindful not to be overly self-centered or self-protective. Be fair-minded and relax your stance. Recognize their humanity and not just the part that opposes you. For example, what are your opponent's priorities? What are their needs? What might they fear in you? This standoff between you can be softened if you consider their motives as well as your own. Gain insight into your common interests. From there, you can move ahead. Compromise. Let your higher self communicate with your opponent's higher self, rather than antagonize their ego with combativeness. Allow your nature spirits to ease the tension between you. They will cool the hostile air and calm the ground under your feet so you both feel more stable and secure. There is an acceptable solution to this impasse. If you ease your position and lighten your heart. Excuse me. Your nature spirit's message to you. Accept that your interests are no more or less important than those of people around you. So the only way to achieve resolution is through understanding and compromise. Well, was I pretty wrong about the nature of this card? And that's okay. It's okay to be wrong sometimes. So this is also within the message of balance this month. The holiday seasons in general bring our families together, and we tend to have differences of opinions, and conversations can tend to get heated this time of year. And so this is really, really speaking to all of our hearts to allow, how do I want to say this? To allow everybody to be right. Actually, I feel very called to say that I had this realization not that long ago, within the last couple days actually, that to an extent, every single person's point of view, what they believe in, is right. It's their reality. Every single person lives a slightly different reality. And I know that is really interesting and sometimes hard to wrap our human brains around, but what I see in the world and what I've experienced in the world and just everything, I see things completely different than my husband or my coworkers, based on the way they've lived their lives, what experiences they had as children. It all creates this different perspective and this different, slightly different reality based on our perspectives and our lived experience. So to say somebody's view is wrong isn't correct, because their perspective, to them, it's real. But it's important for the other side to also acknowledge that they aren't just right and the other side is wrong. Okay. I'm excited for this this third pile here, let me grab a little swig of water. Okay. The last and final part of December. Let's see. We have the 10 of Wands coming back out. This was in the end of November's reading too. Excuse me. So we have the 10 of Wands. We have empowerment. We have our runner guides, number 55, ease. I like the sound of that. And then we have ancestral healing. Interesting that ancestors came out at the beginning of the month. And we have ancestral healing at the end of the month. And then we have time for our affirmation. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So 10 of Wands is all about the burdens that we carry, okay? This is hardships, like, yeah, this is difficulty. This is also could be representative of like a journey's end, okay? This is like you don't have to carry it all alone energy as well. But with the empowerment coming out, I feel like you're going to be left at the end of this month feeling so empowered. So empowered because you've, like, this energy of like you've done it. Like, you've seen what you've needed to see. You've made the certain, you've taken the certain steps that you've been guided to take. And now you're left feeling like, whoa, I did all that? Me? I was capable of creating this beautiful life that I'm experiencing right now? That's kind of what I'm feeling. You're just gonna have this like really empowered, and I have full body chills as I'm saying this, just this energy of feeling like you're unstoppable by the end of this month. I'm gonna read this one because this is super intriguing, because I feel like the last month and this month is going to be a lot of like the tying up of loose ends is what I'm kind of wanting to say. You've done a lot of healing, and now you're kind of finishing that little bit of like ancestral stuff that was just kind of when you incarnated here, you took on a lot of your ancestors' karma. And when you came in here, I'm talking to some people who have lived kind of harder, rougher lives for the majority. Like, obviously there's great moments in between, but like a lot of hardship. You've overcome a lot of hardship, and a lot of that was not because you're a bad person, that you deserved these horrible situations. You were just the ancestor in the bloodline. Oh, I have full chills. You were that person in the bloodline that had the strength to take on that karma, okay? You've gotten through. If you're sitting here listening to this message right now, you have overcome every single hardship that has ever been thrown your way. Now, there's probably times when you wanted to leave this world, that you didn't think you could wake up the next morning and do it. But look at you. I want to like give you a big hug right now. Like, I just want to squeeze you because you did it. You had the strength to endure all of that. So that way your kids and your kids' kids, and they won't have any of that hardship. Okay? None of it. You should feel really proud of yourself. Okay. Ancestral healing. I feel like that was a really powerful transmission right there. Holy crap. During these times, so much is coming up for healing. We're discovering how hurt can be passed down from cell to cell through the generations. Our ancestors are the reason we're here, and without them, our soul wouldn't be in human form. From them, we may inherit many gifts, as well as patterns of conditioning and trauma that we long to be freed from. Many of these patterns are coming to the surface now in order to be processed and healed. Sometimes those who came before you weren't able to understand, let alone process, what has thus far gone unhealed. Sometimes it takes a courageous soul with an open heart when the conditions are just right to feel in order to heal, to process in order to free themselves. This card is an acknowledgement, a nod toward the work you're doing as a circuit breaker in your family system and in the collective. You're being acknowledged for the part you're playing in the healing of humanity through healing yourself and being with what is. You're being acknowledged for the part you play in healing your ancestral line and the collective too. Maybe you're in the midst of deep ancestral healing, or perhaps you're finding your way back to the surface. Having journeyed to the depths of the line you came into, try your best to honor the gifts of that line as well as the difficulties. In doing so, you not only set your ancestors free, but you galvanize that energy and transform it into strength and support. Inner temple activation. Repeat after me if you feel called. I honor my ancestors for the life that they gave me, and I set myself and them free. I honor my ancestors for the life that they gave me, and I set myself and them free. You're the one. You're the one that is taking on so much of your ancestors' burdens, the things they couldn't let go of, the things that they found was too difficult. They might have been difficult for you, 100%. But do you see how fucking strong you are? Have you taken a moment to truly recognize and honor the strength it's taken to get here? Whoever I am speaking to, you have to know how powerful you are. I know I say this in so many readings, but I truly believe that the collective that I'm a part of and the people that tune into these readings, you're a badass. You are just, I'm seeing like the strength card, the lion, the lioness. You're going to start seeing this. This is the quickening. Things are going to start speeding up. And you're going to start realizing just how strong you are and powerful you are. And this is going to be like this empowering moment to just keep going. Okay, number 55. This is flow, grace, blessings, effortlessness. Your runner guides are watching you struggle through life and make things much harder than they have to be. Allow them to ease your burdens by asking their support for everything you need in life, and let them brighten your day. There is no need to endlessly struggle, figure things out, waste time, make mistakes, miss the mark, and simply not find the resources you need. to make life go smoothly. Your runner guides want you to remember that you are a divine and spiritual being who is infinitely adored, treasured, and loved by the universe. Oh, that was what the first part of the reading was. I love that. You are not meant to suffer or feel left out or behind. While it may appear that every door is shut and that everything you need is more than you can ask for, or is in short supply, nothing could be further from the truth. The abundant universe awaits and wants to shower gifts upon you. To connect with this magical universe, your runners will help turn the lights back on in your imagination and open your heart. Ask these guides to help you let go of the perception that life is a struggle and only the lucky succeed. Create your own luck by asking your runners to pave the way and make your life flow with ease and grace. One thing that's the easiest thing when I want to ask for things, I simply just say, God, angels, universe, show me how good it gets. Show me how good it gets. That's not limiting. That opens up every door for our spirit team to show up and show us how good it gets, okay? Easiest way. God, show me how good it gets. Show me. Show me. Whether it's securing a reservation in a popular restaurant, discovering the perfect outfit for an important event, or finding the best job or even life partner, your runners are at your service and ready to lead you to your heart's desire. This is not an overpromise or a lie. You are the beloved child of God. You are the beloved child of God. And the universe infinitely and boundlessly loves you. Put your runner guides to work by asking them to help you in every matter that arises each day. They will save you time, reveal hidden opportunities and openings, bring you abundant gifts and blessings, and reinforce the beauty and richness of the universe flowing through your life. Turn on the light of your spirit, open the door to your heart, and welcome all the blessings coming your way. Your runner guide's message to you. Life doesn't have to be so hard. Let us help you in every way possible and know that we love you unconditionally and want to serve. I'm getting the phrase or saying closed mouths don't get fed is coming to mind. Maybe you heard that as a kid. Maybe you still hear it today. I don't know. It just came in my mind. Closed mouths don't get fed. If we aren't asking, isn't that also what Jesus says? Ask and you shall receive. If we aren't asking, how do we expect to receive? We have to ask. And no ask is too small. God, the universe, is abundant, infinitely abundant. No ask is too big. No ask is too small. Ask. Start communicating. As weird as it might feel, if you're someone who's gone through religious traumas and saying the word God triggers you, that's okay. There's so many other ways. The divine intelligence, the universe, source, angels, spirits, whatever feels good to you, use that verbiage, because no one verbiage is right or wrong. They all are right. Whatever is most comfortable for you. Okay. I interchange them all the time. But I know that it's one creator, right? Okay. Last part of this message. This is a long one, but this is a goodie. December is going to be full of magic, you guys. We have time too often it feels as though the hours turn to days, the days turn to months, and the months turn to years. And suddenly the days of our lives have passed in the blink of an eye. But perhaps there is a reality, one where we don't think of time as something separate one where we don't think of time as something separate to us. What if, in fact, time is actually a product of us? What if, then, it is time that originates from us and not the other way around? It is when we start to realize that we are one with time when the magic happens. Interesting. Very interesting. I have noticed recently, maybe you have too, that time has felt a little bit odd lately, wonky. I had an experience not that long ago where I was completely just in a surrendered state at home by myself. I was just enjoying some quality time with myself, quiet, doing just all the things that I loved, filling my cup up with everything I could think of within my means to make me feel that way. And the day was so slow. Like, time was not passing by. And it felt so good because a lot of the times in my day-to-day, I feel very rushed with work and kids and being a wife and a mom and just like all the hats that we wear. Days can just, they're just over like that. And this day, it was like this gift that just kept giving because time had slowed way down to where I could just feel it all. And it was just amazing. So, all right, that is a beautiful reading for December. Let me know how it resonates. Drop it in the comments. And yeah, I can't wait to see what unfolds for you. Happy December. I hope you enjoy the month, and I'll catch you on the next reading.